teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back. Surprise me again. I got ready and all my meds have kicked in, so I've got a few hours where I'm going to feel somewhat human. But I've got a nail appointment in about an hour and a half because look how I have wrecked these. They are way grown out, they're chipping off. So I'm getting those changed quite soon. I figured Just Saying released a cut down of Foodie's on lunch break stream. So I'm just going to look at a little bit of that. Throat is still wrecked. The rest of the sickness is somewhat under control. My body decided to help me out by going, dude, you know what's going to help? Us reminding you you're not pregnant. I was like, no, body, I'm good. Nah, we got you, fam. So having a good day all around for me. I should just change the appointment, but I changed it on Thursday as well, so I just want to get it done. So we're going to get through this. It's all right. Let's see what Foodie has to say. I'm cutting out the first 5 minutes because she basically talks about how she's got diarrhea, and I don't think you need to hear it. So let's get into it, shall we?
I think this vacation will be good, I guess. Oh, God, I'm really freaking out. Really freaking out. You know? I'm like 50-50 gonna cave, honestly.
The thing with her being nervous, I really hope she doesn't cave. I really hope she goes because, like I say, I'm a big advocate of travel as a life experience, and I think it would be a great experience for her, even if the actual physical getting there is quite uncomfortable, both mentally and physically for her. Yeah, I think going somewhere is a good idea. That being said, I do understand her nerves. The chat is just kind of gassing up and making it worse. We've talked about the practical implications of her physical size and just her own struggles, her needing the bathroom all the time, that kind of thing, and how that might impact her travel. I get why she's nervous. Even if it weren't her first solo trip, I get why she's nervous. Yeah, she's got a lot of things she's facing, but it is also her first solo international trip. Now, that for me, when I first did it, was scary. My first trip alone was to Canada to visit, not the friend I refer to quite regularly, but a different friend I have there. And it was scary for me. I went for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And then no, that's a lie. I went for a couple of weeks and then 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks after that, I moved to Sweden for 10 months. So that was my dry run and then we were gone. So it's nerve wracking the first time you hit the airport and you're by yourself, and even though logically you can figure it out, there are signs, there are things. I remember just freaking out and calling my mum because my mum hadn't gone into the airport with me. Yeah, she dropped me off and she'd been like, okay, you do you got this. And I called her and I was like, Mum, I don't know what to do. So I just panicked. And she was like, dude, go find your check-in desk, you'll be fine. So I went to the front, I found the desk, it was okay. But there is a moment of panic even when you are prepared and you're planned and you're going and you made the decision. So I don't begrudge it from her, I really don't.
I'm so terrified. Go to Florida. Why did I go to Florida? Alright, I'm gonna be like this. Okay, someone measure. Do you think I'll just barely fit?
I think she's going to struggle, and I think being in that position the whole way is going to be very uncomfortable for her. She'll do what she needs to do. Again, I don't think the fixed armrests are going to help her at all. I really wish she was in a different seat. She does mention a bit later that the flight is almost full, and that's concerning because it will mean there may not be somewhere to move her to. Generally, if a flight is nearly full and there's a spare seat, it will be a middle seat, which is not going to help her. I've had the problem where, and the reason I know is I've been on a full flight and my entertainment unit has been broken, and the only place they've had to move me to is a middle seat. Now, I wasn't of the size where that would be an issue, but I don't want to sit between two strangers, so I just went without the entertainment. You know, I prefer an aisle seat myself, just in general. I like being able to escape my row without walking over anybody, so that's my favourite seat. But what she can actually do, there are sites out there that will tell you the width of the plane seat, because I remember using these at my heaviest. If you go onto Seat Guru and you type in your flight number, especially if it's a Canadian flight, it'll be on there. You can type in your flight number. It will tell you what plane you're on. You can compare it to like the seat map where you choose your seat on the website you book on, and you can see, okay, well, I'm on this plane, this is my seat, and this is the width of the seat in this class. So she can check, she can measure where she sits, she can see if she's going to fit, and if she's not going to, she can plan accordingly. She's not doing any of this, she's sitting at an angle and asking her chat to guess. But there are ways she could find out. I'm guessing it's like anything she doesn't really want to know. She's like, I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it, and I don't want to think about it otherwise. But she's clearly thinking about it, so why not?
What about like this? I'll need like a huge extender. Like huge.
They'll have extenders, it's fine. Like pregnant women fly, they have extenders.
No. People are sitting next to me. I saw the seats. And the full. And they also said for 2 seats, well, the plane is like almost full, but then also said that for 2 seats, I would need like to pay for there and back, pay an extra $900.
$900 there and back is only $450 each way, which for an extra seat doesn't seem like that much, to be completely honest. Like there are a lot more expensive options. For the extra $900 though, what's the upgrade to business class? If it's a small plane, it may not matter. In terms of the business class will not have different seats. They sometimes don't have their own section if it's a small plane, but they won't sit people in the middle if it's a smaller plane. It's not going to change the seat. So there are ways around this. Like I said, is business class going to be another $900? I would check it because business class probably isn't full. But again, she's obviously looked at her choices.
And the person I was talking to on the phone sounded sorry, that sounds really mean and like unprofessional. But they just like the worst customer service ever. Ever.
I can't speak for what she experienced, but what are they supposed to say? You know, like, hey, the flight's pretty full, so you're probably not going to have too many options, but if you do want to, we can squeeze you in, but it's going to cost this much. The fact that she doesn't like the answer doesn't mean they gave her poor service. They might have been rude. I don't know. I don't want to devalue what she may have experienced, but at the same time, devalue was an odd word. My brain just went blank. Sorry. Diminish maybe is what I was looking for. But if an answer is an answer and you don't like it, doesn't mean they've been rude.
So it's not fair that fat people have to pay for 2 tickets. It's whatever, you can fucking anything you want. Like, just like it's stupid that they don't accommodate people with larger bodies. It's fat shaming. It's discrimination. It's bullshit. Well, how about Brooke, instead of lose weight, how about people are more body inclusive? Don't be an asshole. How about that?
She's gonna rage on this for a little bit, but can I just say she's not wrong? I'm not against her argument. I've been on both sides of this argument. I've been heavier and I've had to sit with people, and I've been lighter and had larger people sitting next to me. I get both sides of this argument. You both pay the same amount of money. If I am smaller and have a larger person next to me, I didn't even have a larger person. I had a guy who was fucking disrespectful and decided he wanted more space. He was in a middle seat. So just him stretched out over everybody. And I didn't hit him, but I properly bruised him down. Hey, because he put a blanket over his head and then pretended to be asleep. But when I pushed him off my chair, he resisted. So he was clearly awake, and we had to have a talk at one point. And he was an Arabic guy and didn't expect me to speak up. And I was like, hey, dude, not okay. Let's talk. Because I will be that bitch of an airline because I have paid for that seat, and get your elbow off my fucking lap. Yeah? I will be that bitch if I need to be that bitch. If someone is just big and can't help themselves, having been in that situation, I'll try and be more sympathetic. But I get where both sides of this conversation are coming from. I do think that airlines try and squeeze in as many seats as they can. I do think they should try and be more accommodating, but at the same time, they're not, and these are the options she has. So she had the option, knowing that this was the case, she has had and has the option of adjusting for it that she's choosing not to take. I get why it sticks in her craw, it is a sizable amount of money that you would have to invest to do this. I get that she doesn't like it, but she is where she is. And instead of saying it shouldn't be this way, sometimes you have to deal with the reality of what it is and not what you want it to be.
How about people are more body inclusive? How about that? Cut it out with the fat shaming. No. How about people cut out fat shaming? How about that? It is. It's not right. You have to admit, even theater seats, like seats are very small. What if you kill them to have 2 or 3 at least? Ooh. You know, it's not right. It's like the only time you get extra space is if you're registered as handicapped. It's fucking bullshit.
I don't think actual people who need like the handicap space should have the air quotes. I think if you're complaining that you're not being understood, maybe be equally fair to them, yeah? But like I said, I get her argument that not everybody fits the very narrow definitions, sometimes quite literally, if one airline says they should, and that has been the case for many a year.
Give us a little more effing room, skinny bitches.
Less of the attitude, maybe, though.
Yeah.
I wonder...
Especially since we're the ones with all the snacks. I mean, fuck, like, I'm a big bitch, look at me.
Okay. She goes into this now just to kind of make a joke of it. She, I think, is actually really worried about this. I think for all her noise and all her bluster and all her bitch, I think she's going to actually be mortified if and when this becomes an issue. Do you remember a little while back now, she was out walking and someone called her fat in French or said something about her weight in French, and she was like near tears. She can talk a big gain up on her channel right here, and she wouldn't necessarily be wrong. Like I said, there are 2 sides to this argument, but there's no way her attitude is going to be this in real life. So I really hope she thinks about this before she goes, because I don't think she's going to enjoy the situation she's putting herself in. I think she's going to be mortified, and it's going to be quite upsetting for her.
I have a large popcorn, extra butter, so it's hot as hell. I have a large drink. I'm gonna put my M&Ms in my cleavage just to get somewhere. Oh my god, you gotta find your ticket. You know what I do with my ticket? Teeth. So I'm there like, oh yeah, wait, yeah, just grab it, please. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah. Let's see what her jokes are when she's in the airport.
Boycott Cuban bees, friggin' stupid vacations that are only tailored to friggin' skinny people. And guess what? I bet you the friggin' cots on the beach are gonna be flimsy as hell, and I'm gonna break one. I bet you I'm gonna break one. And go to prison because I broke a chair because I'm fat. I'm not going to Cuba. I'm freaking out.
And that's the real deal. Like, I'm freaking out. That's what it is. Her chat are yelling things at her. Not that they're untrue, but like, her anxiety is spiraling. For all she's joking, like, she is seriously thinking about this.
I can't go! Okay, I don't want to pay $900 for an extra seat just for being fat, Liliana.
Yeah. Understandable, but necessary.
The friggin' whole trip is almost that much. It's ridiculous. And no, I'm not surprised by all the, oh well, you're fat, you did it to yourself, stop eating comments. Nobody has any sympathy for fat people. I'm beyond over it. I'm so used to it at this point, believe me. Believe me, I'm so used to it. Trust me. But
okay, so what are you going to do? Like, all right, whether this is fair or whether it isn't, put a pin in the conversation. This is where you are. What are you going to do?
Yet, this lack of friggin' understanding, yet I'm sure that 90, I would wager that at least 79% of you are fat too. And yet you really just hate on it. You hate on this notion that fat people should have a little extra arm room or a little extra snack room.
She doesn't know where her emotions are.
I look for anything in any establishment, public. I'm like, anything with any extra room. Like, nervously. I swear, I have like PTSD as a bigger person in public places. Like, oh my god, is this chair gonna fit me? Is this gonna fit me? Is this gonna fit me? Like, it's crazy.
Okay, but are you aware that you don't have to be on that plane? I want you to be. I want you to have a holiday. Again, a big part of me agrees with the point she's making, but there are limits to every argument. So what are you going to do? An option she might have sometimes when you're checking in, they will give you an option to upgrade to business class for cheaper because the seats haven't been filled and they'd rather just get the money from you. So that might be worth a question she could ask when she gets there as well. Instead of upgrading in advance, just say, hey, are you still doing this? If they're not, they're not. But as a last minute save.
My butt is not that big. It's not like, I'm not wide this way, exactly. I'm more wide this way.
Which might save her, maybe.
Well, no, I'll need to see that.
But I'm comparing her, like, excuse me for doing this. I don't mean it quite the way it's going to sound. I'm comparing her to the gamer chair she's in. And she's still, like, if you look at the shape of that and how she'll be sitting, like, her arms are still going to be over, I think. I don't know how she's going to be, particularly with the fixed width in terms of her bottom half, but I don't know. Like, in terms of her bottom half, if she can fit in the chair because the sides are fixed, it's not going to encroach on other people, but her arms might.
It's true. I'd be pissed if I was stuck beside you on a plane. And I don't give a shit if you'd be pissed, brunette. If my arm is brushing against you, get an attitude adjustment or go to therapy.
See this, it's not a case of the arm brushing against you. Like, that is what it is. Get over it. People sit next to each other, completely contained within their seat, and that will sometimes happen. But we're not talking about an arm brushing, we're talking about an arm being, like, over you, which is different because they have also paid for their seat.
What are you going to do? Go to an airline and be like, yes, I'd only like to sit beside someone who doesn't smell. Wait, no, someone who smells but not like grandma perfume. Like, they can smell sort of citrusy. That would be acceptable. That's okay. Let's see. They also have to weigh 165 but can't be over 5'11" because then their knees are gonna be touching me, and like, what the fuck? Like, too fucking bad.
If her situation was reversed and she were not overweight, chances that she would make every one of those complaints in the comments below.
Deal with it. Fat people exist. Deal with it. Blame the airline. Call the airline and be like, yeah, you know that, like, a certain huge percentage of the population is obese, right? And it's been long enough now, so I think you can make a few seats for them, so that, because I don't like, I'm gross and I'm fatphobic. I'm a fatphobic asshole, and one was touching me in the plane, and I don't want a fat person touching me in the plane. So you know what? You need to do something about that.
Again, I think her attitude is absolute trash, but I don't disagree with her reasoning.
So yeah, call the airline and shut up and bye.
Shut up and bye, because it's not like she needs her audience desperately at the moment.
Coming to me like it's my problem that you're offended that I'm fat. Kiss it.
Again, we are responsible for ourselves. I never stood here and was like, I don't understand why I'm heavier. I'm like, I know what I did to gain weight, and she knows what she did to gain weight. We all make choices. So should people be offended by the fact she's fat? No. But is she also in control of it? Yes.
That's funny. Anyone else find that funny? The Visa show does.
I find your attitude quite funny.
Anyway. I'm nervous, tribe. I'm getting nervous. And this is why people are freaking fatphobic too. Actually, they don't bug me though. That doesn't bug me at all.
That clearly bugs you a lot. Hello. I'm sorry. That doesn't bug you. Excuse you. It doesn't bug you. Maybe sometimes in the privacy and comfort of the own home that you're hiding in. In an airport and an airplane, it's going to bug her. You can either be raging or you can be unaffected. You can't be both.
I'm gonna go and see if I fit, whatever.
I wanted to. Please do that.
Extender, and that's it. And I'll try to make myself fit somehow.
I hope she does.
And if I don't?
I also hope she's figured out her visas. Please tell me the travel agent is doing it. All of this, and then she'll be like, they won't let me in.
I'm gonna ask for a refund, even if I don't remember if I have travel insurance. I don't know, I think I don't, but I don't remember.
I think, and again, I'm pretty sure most places, travel insurance at the moment is compulsory to cover COVID. So most places will say you have to have insurance. I could be wrong. Maybe just most places I've looked at recently, which I admit is different from her. But of all people to travel without travel insurance, Foodie's myriad of medical needs, get some goddamn insurance. Jesus. You should have insurance. But I'm waiting for her to show up without a visa and just be like, deportation arc.
I have to check my receipt. I thought I did. Anyway, I'm gonna be like, well.
And, sorry, additionally, can you imagine that phone call? I want a refund! Like, because you didn't plan better? Shut up. Put the phone down.
But it is an interesting subject. Like, it is an interesting subject to talk about, like, without hostility, even, like. What do you think of that situation? Like, that's my opinion. Like, I just said one.
It's not a bad opinion to have. The way you deliver it is not helpful. But again, it's a problem with the wider world. Yeah, well, the wider world isn't going to be on the plane in 3 days, so figure it out, my dear.
Fine. You know, but that's as somebody living in it, as somebody, you know, and I see the other end, there's a lot of fatphobic people in the comments. Whether it's intentional
The
or,
world's victim.
or like you actually mean it. Or try the swimsuit. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute because I have to, je ne sais quoi.
So this, she's worried about all of this, but then she'll prance around in a swimsuit because it gets her the views and the money. I'm like, dude, would you pick a lane?
Hi. Hi. So this is not a bra, this is the swimsuit.
Okay.
And I'll show you in a minute here.
Yeah.
Well, there's a shawl, just remind me, okay? Before my birthday or before my trip, I want to go and get it. It goes over this. See?
When she says shawl, does she mean like a sarong?
Thank you. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Estrella. Do you want to see the bottoms? Is loser sofa there? Where is he? Where's the Holy Trinity? So this is what it looks like from the back, the swimsuit. I guess the top.
Guys,
Okay.
for real, let her just turn a sec.
Ah.
I don't need this in my life, thank you.
And this is the bottoms.
Okay, here's the thing. There are a lot of swimsuits out there, and as much as it's still Foodie in a bikini, I don't hate this bikini. I think of all the choices she could have made, you know? Like, I think the bottoms cover her, I think they hold her in a little. Obviously, from the front, she looks very different than from the side, but, like, of all the choices she could have made, I think, in terms of Foodie in a bikini, this is one of the more flattering ones she could have. I do not hate it.
So, oh yes, I love it. You know what?
I'm glad she's happy in it.
I'm gonna get that shawl thing.
Yeah, do it. I mean, it's certainly going to be better than the sweatpants she bought for the beach. I don't need this in my life.
I'm gonna be Cuba.
And again, how she sees the internet as not public versus how she'll behave in public wearing this.
Nightclub season. Yeah. Alright.
Do you think, honey?
Fat girl. Representing.
Okay.
Cuba. Alright.
I want to see this attitude brought to Cuba. I want to see it on film.
I'll be fucking representing. It's not bad. We'll be at the beach like.
She always looks so uncomfortable when she sits. I guess it's because she does hold forward. Again, it is what it is. It's Foodie in a bikini, but there are worse choices out there, and I will say that the top does something nice for her cleavage. She doesn't actually have that big a set of boobs, to be honest. Comparative.
Hello, first on. Yes. May I please have a. I'm just gonna see how I'm gonna look lounging on the beach. On the
Like
side now.
this.
Holy crap. Oh. Woo. Oh, my pedicure feet.
I realise that she is very much painting the target on her own self right now, but if I could just remind you to keep it respectful down in the comments. Thank you so much.
Yes. I'm gonna look like this.
So there we are. That's what she's gonna look like.
Yes. Yes, on. Oh. They have turquoise ones like this. I can get turquoise in a size bigger.
I don't think a size bigger will actually help her. I think a size bigger will just make it slightly looser and it won't hold it in as well. So I would say stick with the size you've got. I'd also say stick with the black. The turquoise is going to show everything underneath it. The black's definitely going to work better.
And then I can also get a kimono.
Yeah, do that. You'll feel more comfortable. Still be cool, but feel more comfortable.
I can get the kimono. What do you think?
Yeah,
I don't have very pronounced knees. I'm short.
Yeah. She is short, but if you look here, like this on a plane, she doesn't need the extra leg room. She's 5'1". She's going to have the problem in the seat.
Alright, I'm gonna get that kimono. I might buy another bottom and one more swimsuit, we'll see.
Yeah, do it.
In all honesty, you look great. Really? Thank you.
Didn't she say she'd gotten like a swim dress from her mum or something? But it was quite surprising. Swim dresses are usually quite short. They go down to like mid-thigh. So they just give a little bit more coverage. But this one was like long. I don't know if she meant a sundress or if it is actually swim material.
I know. I feel like I look great. But I do want to get the kimono that matches this.
I think she'll be more comfortable in the kimono.
And some cute ensembles. Oh my god, I have so much to do! Oh my god! I'm gonna make myself fit on that plane. You just fucking wait. I'm gonna be like, excuse me, ma'am, sir. And maybe I'll meet my future husband like, hey, are you going to Cuba? Yeah, I'm going to Cuba. Hey.
Hey, you going to Cuba? No, well then you're on the wrong plane, sir. You're going.
This is how I'll look at a swim up bar. You're like, hey, can I have a drink? Can I have a drink? It's my birthday.
Isn't she going to, sorry, that took me a minute. Is she not going to an all-inclusive place? I mean, it's been a while since I've done an all-inclusive resort, but usually you can pay one price to have non-alcoholic drinks be free, and then you can pay another if you want alcoholic drinks too, or alcoholic within a certain range to be free. So surely it's not going to matter that it's her birthday, everything is included.
Julia, just because you don't have the guts to put your own picture up and don't think that you are fabulous doesn't mean that other people don't about themselves.
That's true.
I just cannot, it's not registering that I'm like going to another country in like a few days. So these are the...
that's going to be a problem for her. Like, hey, visas, money. We had a bit of a conversation on my last video about how money works in Cuba, and I didn't realise that you couldn't exchange it outside of the country, because like I said, I've never travelled there. But apparently, like, I had an idea that it would sort of be a cash-based thing, but you can exchange it when you get there. Cards, people have had different experiences. They've said some places do accept cards, but generally speaking, it's just safer to have cash. Like, I would draw some cash out.
Packing bags I have for makeup and toiletries and stuff like that.
Yeah, but clearly packing is her biggest pressure here.
I'm gonna go give Sam a hug. Watch this.
Why? I don't need to watch that. Look at all the boxes. Look at them.
Sorry. I hope you didn't see anything.
I hope you didn't see anything when I purposely moved the camera so I could bend over for you and then just stay there a while under the guise of kissing my cat. I hope you didn't see anything. Thankfully I didn't, but no, she was really out here not caring at all that she could have potentially exposed something that would have risked this channel as well. You'd think she'd be less cavalier about it with the current climate of her channels and nudity, but nope, nothing.
That showed a lot more than I thought it would. Is that okay?
Clearly not. Your one channel got banned for it. Okay, and that's as much as we're looking at. Thank you so much. I'll be interested to see how this goes. I don't really want it to live stream from the plane or the airport because I think that's going to end in disaster, and the the Wi-Fi is just not going to be good enough anyway. If you've ever been in an airport, it's not the best Wi-Fi you will ever have. But I'd be interested in some vlogs just to see what she actually faces and how it goes. I'm sure we'll hear about it if she has problems, but if she can make it through the flight, I think she's going to be fine because it's a resort. Everything is provided pretty much. But I think the journey too is going to be interesting. But let's see how it goes. And if we have a deportation arc, we will find out. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.